Joyful, joyful Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's your girl, Jamila, CEO Banks. And I'm here with a message for today really quickly. I know it's been a minute. And I've got caught up like we all get caught up in all the things of life. But I wanted to share a message before my client came quickly racing in. Okay. Do not be so hard on yourself when you think you fall short. When you have a goal to work on yourself, whether it's personal development, whether it's financial, whether it's in your relationship or at work, and you're striving towards that goal, and you may fall down and you may stumble or you may make a mistake, as we do. We are human. We are all human. We are all flawed. So my message for today is to not be so hard on yourself when you fall down, when you make a mistake, when you slip up. Get back up, dust yourself off, and figure out what can you learn from the situation, how can you grow, and how can you get better. I often use myself as a case study working with people. So I use myself as examples, and I use examples often when counseling people. So it's funny because for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been using an example for emotional regulation. I've been telling clients, okay, imagine someone gets into a car accident outside of our building. You hear the crash, you go outside, both cars have some damage, but it's not too bad. Both parties get out and they're not too hurt. And, it could have been worse. It's an accident, but it could have been a lot worse. One person gets out, they're upset, you can see they're upset, but they get their phone, they're taking pictures, they get their ID out their wallet, they get their insurance information, they're upset, you can see they're shaking, you can see they're upset, but they're getting things together, they're handling business, they're just forward moving, trying to bring solutions to the problem. Another person, may get out and they're angry and they're upset, but they're cursing and they're all in the person's face. They have an attitude, they may want to fight, they may get into a fight, the police may get called, they may become irate. I know we've seen before in accidents where there are people that are calm and there are people that are totally lit. So this is an example I often use. And what's the difference between the two people? They both got into the accident. Both cars were slightly hurt. They were hurt a little bit, but not too much. So what's the difference? One person has gotten to the accident and they've been able to manage their emotions. They've been able to regulate themselves. They're upset. It's a problem, but they're looking for the solutions. They're looking for the resolutions. They're moving through the problem, regulating themselves and calming themselves down along the way. The other person is not regulating themselves at all, and they're giving into their emotion of anger. They're giving into their anxiety about their car or about, whatever the case may be. So, emotional regulation and how you deal with a problem, separates the difference between people, how you show up to the problem, what solutions you find for the problem. So yesterday, as I was dropping my 2 boys off at school, in the carpool line, dropping my boys off, my husband and daughter got out and walked them into the front of the school. I'm still in the school in the carpool line. I get to the exit, kids and parents are walking. I let kids and parents walk. A lady is stopped in the street, that's going back and forth, and she looks at me and nods and gives me a wave like I can come out and turn on the street. Because I'm going to exit the school and I'm going to turn on the street and I'm going to park across the street and wait for my husband and my daughter to come out, which I've done every morning since August, no problem. Yesterday, I proceed to pull out, look both ways. Mind you, I'm not speeding. I'm not doing anything but paying attention to the parents and the kids that are crossing because I just dropped my own off. I'm exiting the school parking lot, so you can only go 1 or 2 miles per hour. I exit the school parking lot, look left, look right, and I actually turn on the street to go, down the street a little bit ahead of ways to park. And as I turn on the street and now I'm going straight, a car just comes behind me super fast and plows into me. Now this is like 7:45 a.m. And there are kids walking and there are parents walking. In fact, I just dropped off my own kids. And they were going so fast that they did not have time to step on the brakes. There was no screeching. There was just a smack into the back of my car. I was fully out the parking lot because they smacked right in the back of my car and my bumper and pushed me a little bit over to the side where I was already going to park. So, yes, I am certified, certainly. I have degrees, from here and there, and I work with people everywhere, and I'm certified in anger management. But for a second, all that flew out the window. If you know me, I am from Los Angeles. I am from South Central Los Angeles, born and raised. Grew up on Jefferson and 9th Avenue, Slauson and 3rd Avenue, Adams and Western, all throughout LA. I am a born and raised Los Angelino, South Central LA. So the person hits me going fast, speeding down the street, across the street from my kid's school. So of course I park and I hop out. And for a minute, I am dysregulated. This is the challenge. Somebody hit me and they hit me fast. So I hop out the car. And, again, although I am Dr. Jamila Banks, I am still working on myself and I have work to do. I did hop out the car and I did say, what the, and why are you going so fast driving down this school street? What if there are kids, that there are parents walking around here, So yeah, I hopped out the car. All of LA hopped out the car. South Central and me hopped out the car and him and was like, what's up? What's going on? And the woman in the driver's side did not get out the car. She didn't get out the car. I got my phone. I proceeded to walk around my car, taking videos, taking pictures, looked across the street, made eyes with my husband and my daughter. They're like, oh, that's mom. And they proceeded to run across the street. A guy gets out the passenger side, coming towards me, screaming and yelling, you were going fast and you're in the wrong, screaming and yelling at me. Although they hit me. A guy got out the passenger seat screaming and yelling at me. So, of course, I'm sweating and my nervous system is deregulated and I'm upset visibly. So he's screaming and yelling at me. And I'm like, no, I just came out the parking lot. It was you. You guys are driving crazy down the street with kids in the school crossing. Don't you see all these kids and all these parents? The lady that had waved me out the parking lot and told me it was okay to go, she was right there. And she started saying, no, sir, you guys were in the wrong. The guy that was behind me in the carport as I was dropping my kids off, he was parked right there. He started saying, hey, no, you guys are wrong. You guys are speeding down the street. What's wrong with you? My husband proceeds to cross the street and was like, hey, sir, what's going on here? You shouldn't, watch how you're approaching, women and, coming out your car. And he's all like, well, that's my wife in the car. And my husband is like, well, that's my wife right there that you just hit. So you might want to let the women talk together. You might want to back up for my wife. And so he proceeded to back up. And we exchanged information. And the lady finally got out the car. She probably didn't get out because she saw this Amazon black woman jumping out the car like, what's up? But she got out the car. I gave her my information. She gave me her information. She was apologetic. She was sorry. I calmed down and, I just told her like, hey, I'm thankful that it was me coming out the parking lot, going down the street, and that you did not hit one of these kids. I'm thankful and grateful that my kids were not in the car and I wasn't dropping them off and you didn't hit me with my kids in the car. I'm grateful and thankful that it's just a little damage. So everything is okay. I'm okay. You seem to be okay. The cars is okay. Her Jeep was not messed up in the least. Her Jeep was fine. My GLS 450, the bottom bumper, not so fine. So I'm just taking pictures and taking videos, exchanging information. We calm down. I give her my card. Witnesses are still there. I'm like, y'all saw this, right? They're like, yeah, I'm giving them my card. And we proceed to leave the scene. Everybody is fine. And, all is well. So, one, it could have been a lot worse. I'm grateful and thankful for that. One, that's the first point. Two, I'm so grateful and thankful that I am not my 20-year-old self, that I am not my 30-year-old self, that I'm not the self I was 5 years ago, not even last year. I'm grateful for elevation. I'm grateful for personal development and growth. I recognize growing up in traumatic Los Angeles and South Central and the background that I've had filled with trauma, which is why I'm a trauma-informed therapist, that I have work to do with my anger and my emotional regulation, which is why I got certified in anger management. I did not necessarily get certified in anger management to help all the people. I got certified in anger management to help myself, and then in turn help the people, to help regulate myself and my nervous system and calm down, and then to be able to help others do the same. So I recognize that I am growing and that I could have responded a lot differently from where I've come from and what I've seen. And she was in the wrong, smacking me from behind. But I did not do all the things and say all the things. I was not cussing them out. I was not calling them out of their name. I did not drag her out her car into the street. I did not turn to old boy that came at me, yelling at me. I didn't sling him under the car. I just, I stood in my power. I stood in my boldness. I stood in my truth. And I told them that they were wrong. And yes, I said a few curse words. So my message and my lesson is I still have work to do. I'm still in therapy. I still see my therapist at least once a month. I still work on myself. So in that situation, I could have got out a little bit more calmly. I could have not said curse words, which I am working on. But I did not behave like I could have behaved, like I've seen people behave. It could have been a lot worse. And I'm so proud of myself that I handled that situation. And now I'm also seeing, how can I learn? How can I grow? How can I get better? So if you fall down, if you have a goal in your personal development to stop cursing, to stop yelling, to stop smoking, to lose weight, to do whatever it is, and you fall a little short and you fall down a little bit, I'm encouraging you to dust yourself off, to get back up, to keep trying. Encourage yourself that, hey, things could have been worse, because they could always be worse. Yes, they could be better, but if you're working on yourself, fall forward. Do not fall backwards. If you fall down, get up and fall forward. See how you can grow. See how you can get better. See what you can learn from the situation. I've learned if I get into a car accident, maybe I should sit in the car for about 5 to 10 seconds and just do some deep breathing. Maybe I should take about 3 to 10 deep breaths before I even get out the car. I've learned if I get into a car accident next time that, maybe I should just exchange information and, bite my tongue. Maybe. I do not feel wrong in what I said because I was completely justified in what I said and how I felt. And I just could have softened it up a little bit. I could have toned it down a little bit. And that's what I will work on. Hopefully nobody will ever be smacking me from behind again in a car, in an accident. And just in case, because I cannot control the people, places, or things, or the people that drive. I drive for everyone. This is why. So just in case I'm ever in a similar situation, I now know what I can work on. But I was not beating myself up for hopping out the car and saying, what's the? I was not beating myself up for, standing in my power and letting them know that they were wrong and that they hit me and that they were driving too fast and they bet not drive down this school street no more this fast ever again in life, which I think they got the message. I could have just softened my tone and delivery just a tad bit. So that is my message for today. If you have something that you're working on, continue to work on it. Do not beat yourself up. Be your biggest cheerleader. Be your biggest champion. We all have work to do, so continue to do that work. Learn, grow, and be better on purpose. All right, well, this is CEO Banks, Dr. Jamila Banks, giving you a message for today, and have a great rest of your day on purpose. Bye.